back. We're back. I got COVID, so I'm just sitting at home. Can't go to school, so yeah. Um, just gonna be watching more of the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial. Gonna be yeah this chat right here. So I mean, if you need extra entertainment, that's the chat. I'm gonna go make myself a cup of coffee. Um, when I get back. I hope the trial will be back on. I just got on, so I don't know how long it's gonna be. As you can see, if you didn't watch my previous video, don't pay attention to that. I'm just bad at chess. If you watched my previous video, you'll know that I switched to Opera. I like it a lot. It's actually really nice. It's got all my social media here, which is really just I don't really use Twitter. I mostly use Instagram. It's got my Instagram here, and that's really nice. I really appreciate that. So shout out to Opera, Opera GX, I think it is. I'm not sure. Opera GX, yes, there it is, GX Corner. But yeah, gonna go make a cup of coffee. I'll be back.
Thank you, sir. All right, are we ready for the jury? Oh, okay, sure. you may be seated. All right. Do you need to approach for a moment? Okay.
All right, I'm back. Oh, they're already.
Your next question?
No, not next question. I'm
Mr.
gonna
Vine.
talk to my chat. I'm just kidding. I have no viewers. I had a pretty okay extraction. See, I have like an espresso machine, and it has a grinder. It has a grinder, but I don't like the grinder because it'll like, I don't know. It's weird. You can't get a concrete number on it because the dial will shake and such. So I use a Baratza Encore grinder. I've had it for like 3 years now. I love it. Just saying.
Miss Arnold stated that when producers or her industry is looking to hire talent and actors, that it's important to best understand the public's perception of the actors that they're considering, and that it's important to look into social media to see what is happening with
Just try it on
the actors
mode,
they're
guess,
considering for either a
is the
movie
best idea.
or even
I wanna like
an endorsement.
I wanna like use
opportunity with
suppression on
companies.
my I wanna use suppression on my mic, so while I'm like breathing into it, while this is going on, while this is happening, it's not like I saw him in Newsweek. So it's not like me breathing into the mic, because I know that that's the most obnoxious thing ever. Properties, filters, edit filters. Here we go. Filters, add filter. Filter type, noise suppression. There you go. Add. There you go. Is that gonna work?
At the public perspective,
Oh my God.
looking into social media, and she did not do that. I felt that was the best approach. To
There
do
you go.
this based
That
on
works.
Her words. So yes,
Wow,
I
that's
did go
cool.
into best understanding the public perspective of Ms. Heard and the alleged comparable actors using Q scores. Then I also went and did some analysis online and on social media as well.
Can you briefly remind the jury what Q scores are?
Yeah, again, Q scores measure how well a celebrity, it could be a cartoon character, it could be a sports person, how well they're known, how well they're liked, and how much they're disliked. And it's an industry standard tool that's used. It's not just focused on the movies that they're in, but it's focused on them as actors, but also what's happening in their personal lives come to play as well. So that's how Q scores are typically used.
Did you prepare
I'm
a
assuming that
demonstrative
this is somebody
reflects
from
the Q
her
score
PR
analysis
team
you
that got
completed?
fired.
Yes, I did.
Okay. Your Honor, may I approach again?
All right. Thank you.
She looks like Ricky from Trailer Park Boys right now. That's the same kind of pattern on his shirt all the time. I don't know. She always has these terrible choices in clothing. Like nothing that she wears is professional. It's really just kind of gross, if I'm gonna be honest.
No objection to the demonstrative.
All right. We'll identify plaintiffs 1296.
I think
for
it's important that
identification
people
and
are
publication.
professional when they need to be in professional situations
Mr. Vanya,
like this.
what point in time
But
do
she's
these Q
always
scores
trying to be like
represent that are reflected
stylish,
on your
professional,
demonstrative?
which I just don't
So
appreciate.
these are the winter 2019 Q scores that are reflected here. And what was important for me is I wanted to find Q scores that represented
hide
Miss
this because
Heard
there's a lot of, like,
after Aquaman.
pro Amber Heard
And
shit,
remember,
and I know that
Aquaman
it's
is
trolls.
December of 2018. These Q scores were gathered January and February of 19, but before the Waldman statements.
And what did you find based on the Q scores that you looked at?
So as you see here on the left are positive Q scores, and the higher the number, the better. As you can see, Ms. Godot has the highest Q score out of the group of actors here
I gotta add
at a 28. But you're going to notice Miss Heard has the lowest positive Q score.
There you go.
She has a 9.
So it's only me speaking.
So I find that
That's good.
very interesting that she doesn't appear to fit in as a comparable with these alleged comparable actors. I think what's also interesting is the average Q score for all actors being scored at that time, which include all the alleged comparable actors here, score at an average of 17. And you can see, again, she is 9, well below that.
Yeah.
And then
That
on the
looks
right
good.
side, you're going to see the negative
Never mind,
Q
that looks
scores.
bad.
So this is
That's bad.
how much people
because
dislike you.
Higher the better.
You know, so the lower the score is better. You can see Mr. Momoa is over here with the lowest at an 8, but you can see Miss Heard is over here at a 28, which was quite a difference. You know, a 20
everybody
point
loves
difference
Jason
from Mr.
Momoa.
Momoa.
I fucking love that guy.
And
He's so
also
nice.
a 10-point difference.
He's just a
you know, from
like,
the average
he's
of
not,
all actors. So she is.
He kind of has that
very,
kind
very
of.
much little.
He has that
her
Chevy
positive
Chase
score is very
actor
low,
thing where he
and her negative score
seems like he's
is-
going to be a
is
dick
very
in real
high,
life just because he plays
which tells me that she
these
does not
big ol'
fit in
huge
as a
ego
comparable
roles.
as it relates to these
But
alleged comparable
he's just,
actors.
I don't know, you don't hear anything bad
what
about him,
opinions
which
did you
just makes
form
me
based
feel
on
like
that
he's a
Q-score
great guy
analysis?
because people are always
My
trying to make
opinions as it
celebrities
relates
look
to
like
these
dicks.
Q scores is, you know, Miss Arnold used these actors as allegedly comparable actors. But really, listening to her testimony yesterday, it appears that she's abandoned this approach. I don't think she's using these comparable actors or these alleged comparable actors anymore. She's more relying on her experience, and I agree with that.
Did Ms. Arnold offer a criticism of your use of the Q scores here?
She did, yes.
And what's your understanding what that criticism is?
I'm gonna play my
Well,
guitar.
what I believe she was saying is that I should have ran Q scores for these allegedly comparable actors after each of their breakout films, which I disagree. First of all, Q scores doesn't work like that. Q scores are available twice a year, so it's not that I could pick a month or a different month for each of the Q score actors. So I feel that, you know, what was important for me, and this doesn't always happen when I'm using Q scores, you can get this perfect moment in time. As Miss Heard said, I'm sorry, but as Miss Arnold said, that, you know, Aquaman was Miss Heard's breakout moment. You know, so these
That's true, that is
scores
true. She was
reflect
not
that
popular at all
that
for
breakout
that.
moment, and they're terrible Q scores.
How would your analysis change if you had used Ms. Arnold's logic with respect to the timing of the Q scores that you looked at?
I mean, if you really think about what Miss Arnold was saying, is she's saying that she thinks Q scores are the highest for each actor right after their breakout moment. So I would think, if anything, these Q scores could have been a bit lower because it's not right after their breakout moment. But what's important for me is the fact that these scores reflect, you know, who Amber Heard was at the time before the Waldman statements, but after the Aquaman release.
We can take that one down, Tom. Thank you.
That's
What other work have you done in connection with forming your opinions in this case?
Again, taking the advice from Miss Arnold, it's important. She says the industry.
What is
looks
she
into
writing
social
down?
media,
I swear to God,
what their
there is
followings
no
are
way
like,
that she's writing anything
you know,
down
what the
that is of
numbers as it
value.
relates to
This
their
bitch has to
followers.
be illiterate or
You know,
something.
again,
she is
what is
just
the
so
public perception
I'm,
of them? So
I'm just kind of
analyzed,
speaking. I'm just talking shit right now.
their
But she is a
social media
dumbass.
accounts,
There is no way she's writing anything
but
of value
prior
down.
to the Waldman statement. So.
And how did you do that?
Yeah, so what I did, I don't know if you're all familiar with the archive.org. They have a tool called the Wayback Machine. What archive.org does is it archives the internet. So you can go back in time to see what websites and web pages used to look like in the past. not all the time can you actually get a celebrities' social media accounts to have been archived, but we were fortunate that each of the alleged comparable actors' social media accounts were in archive.org, so I was able to go back in time prior to the Waldman statements to see what the following activity was for each of the alleged comparable actors.
Mr. Banya, did you prepare a demonstrative that reflects your social media analysis?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
No objection to the demonstration.
All right, we'll mark it for identification purposes. Plaintiffs 1297 and published.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest.
Mr. Banya, could you tell the
The
jury
fact
what you
that
found when you looked at the social media?
the fact that the
Yeah, so what I found
Me
again, this
Too
is prior to
movement
the Waldman
sponsored Amber
statements.
Heard,
You know,
and
first thing
now
you're
it's
gonna
being
notice here is
revealed
not
that
all
Amber Heard is a
actors
big fat
use
fucking
social
liar.
media. You're going to see Mr.
I think
Pine,
that kind of speaks
doesn't have
to the
Facebook,
credibility
Twitter,
of the
or
Me Too
Instagram,
movement and
Momoa and
not-
Darnes don't
not like
use Facebook or Twitter.
the movement itself, but
what's
more
important to look at is
the people who run the movement.
you have
And
misheard prior to the Waldman statements
with the internet, it's
3.8
always going to be guilty until
Instagram
proven innocent.
followers
And this is an
142,000,
extremely good example of that,
500
where
Twitter
an
followers.
official
And then you move
organization
down to,
that
Gal Gadot,
speaks on
with
behalf of
37
abused
million
women,
Instagram followers
which is an
compared to
incredibly
3.8
important role
million,
that they
and,
take in society.
2.3 million.
Would the
Twitter
fact that it would
followers compared
succumb
Ms. Heard's
to this
142,000.
guilty until
And you
proven
can then
innocent
even go down
trope
to Zendaya,
that constantly
65.9
hammers
million,
into
and
the credibility
17.2 million,
of
Twitter
celebrities
followers.
and online
What
celebrities
this
and
is
all that kind
telling
of
me
shit
is really, you know, more
is
people
absolutely
are
ridiculous.
interested
And I think
in
that
Ms. Gadot,
organization needs to be
Zendaya,
replaced
and
by
even,
something else,
Mr. Momoa,
simply because of the fact
than
that
Ms. Heard
they are
on social
too
media. It
weak
just tells me a lot of people are
to
interested
even
in
do
these,
the
actors
slightest
as
amount of
opposed to Ms.
research
Heard,
and
more of a
fact check
following.
Amber Heard, because
Q
now this
scores,
is
well
bad for the
liked,
Me Too
less
movement. It's not like
disliked. So it
like
kind of
people
fits into
are
the analysis
ignoring
of
that, you know?
determining whether or not these
People
alleged
understand that
comparable
that's
actors are
bad for
actually
them, that
comparable.
they would do that.
Based on
And
your
I think it's
expertise, what are your
ridiculous. I
overall
think it's
opinions
absolutely
about,
ridiculous.
Ms.
And
Arnold's
I stand
analysis
with
of
those
the
kinds of
so-called
people,
comparable
you know?
actors?
I think that
Yes,
it's
again,
wacky.
it appears that she's
Yeah, I
abandoned
thought
this
that's the closing
approach,
statements
and
for
I
today.
agree
I'm
with
just gonna
that. I
get
feel
that out of here.
that,
And
through
I may
the
or
Q-score
may not have
analysis
trolling.
and the social media analysis that they're just not comparable.
Oh, my puppy has a hurt paw. Oh yeah, my
we can
my
take that
puppy
one
has a
down.
hurt paw. She
Mr. Banya, based on
Yeah, so my overall
she
opinions
had a
are
hurt
that
paw. It was mostly because I don't know. She was like limping around. It was really sad. I was very upset. I wasn't that upset, but because I knew that she was gonna get better. You know, she got better in like a day. She was barely limping at that point, but you know, it was so sad. I was very upset. She was so sweet, and she all her paw. She came up to me, and she was just trying to jump on the couch, and she couldn't.
And then
It was
third,
really sad.
Miss Arnold and Mr. Snell both failed
That
to
dude's name is
prove any
Snell?
causation
No,
as it
run that
relates
back.
to the
Run that
Waldman
back.
failed. Third, Miss Arnold, alleged comparable actors are not comparable. And then third, Miss Arnold and Mr. Snell both
Miss
failed
Arnold
to prove
and
any
Mr.
causation
Schmidt
as it
Snell.
relates to the Walden
Ah,
statement.
goofy on name.
Damages, and you look at this damage,
Never mind, but it's not working.
Allegedly damages, and you look at this
How was that-
allegedly damaging event, and not only do you have to prove that 100% of the damage is because of these Waldman statements, she didn't even consider COVID. It happened at the same time. You know, a lot of actors probably made a lot less money because of COVID. Maybe films didn't get made. And, you know, when you do an analysis of
Well,
damage,
I'm gonna try and catch up.
All right, cross-examination.
There you go. Cross examination. Let's go. Run it back, or something. I don't know, something like that. KSI should be ashamed.
Mr. Good
Is
afternoon. Mr.
KSI
Banya.
involved in this? Who's Kiki?
You're not a damages expert, correct?
Is that Kiki?
I am a damages expert, but not providing any quantitative damages opinions in this case.
In this case, okay. And is it your testimony that only if a person repeats the Waldman-Depp statements could they be related to the defamation?
Say that one more time.
Are you saying that a person literally has to repeat the Waldman-Depp statements in a tweet?
I fucking love this guy.
For
I
them
love
to be
this
related
guy.
to the defamation?
No, if you looked at my analysis, I did pick the 3 themes as it relates to the tweets, and I analyzed those themes, and I came
I
up
love
with
how
5
everybody just hates
examples.
Amber Heard's lawyer. He was all.
Those
If you
themes
look
were
at the
used.
And you ran
analysis, like
searches
that
for,
was
quote, abuse hoax,
that was just so that was
sexual
great
violence
to me. I
hoax,
love
and
that.
fake sexual violence, and you ran all those in quotes, correct?
I did.
So only if a person used a tweet with those words in that order and with that spacing would they hit on your searches, correct?
Objection, compound.
Overruled.
Yeah, so I
That's
used them
bullshit.
in quotes because, hoax could be used
What's
in many
compound?
other contexts. So I wanted to make sure I was fitting my search with the theme of the Waldman statements.
So if someone tweeted Miss Heard faked sexual violence, that wouldn't appear in your searches, correct? Faked with an ED.
It would not.
Okay. And if they use
Leading
two
questions.
spaces
You can
between
ask
use
leading
and
questions
hoax,
sometimes. Like
that would
I
affect
know
your
for a
search.
fact. Like
That's
I'm not.
correct.
Okay.
Like, I'm not being a little dumbass when I say that. I know that you could say leading questions sometimes. Like, the judge will be okay if it's, like, important to the case. And if it's only a leading question, I've heard, I'm not a lawyer, but I'm pretty sure that you can almost always ask leading questions as long as it pertains to a future, if you're trying to get them to say something and then use it against them later in testimony, that's why this is unethical, because the color that you saw leave the scene of the robbery was blue, right? That's like a leading question, right? Like, and you could argue that some of the questions that have been used here are leading,
Depth
because
Miss Heard's op-ed?
he'll be like, it
I
won't
didn't
show in your
look into
search,
any,
right?
online
But it's
bullying
because
campaigns for Miss
it
Heard, nor
leads
for
to
Mr. Depp.
later
Did you determine if there
stuff
were tweets
that's going to
harassing
be
Mr.
talked
Depp
about,
that
right?
quoted from
It's
Miss
not
Heard's
like
op-ed?
like if it's already
No,
been
my
cited in
assignment was to
testimony, or if
determine
it's
the
like,
Waldman statements were
never
part
mind,
of
I'm not a
the
lawyer, I don't know what I'm
tweets that
saying.
Mr.
Whatever,
Schnell
don't listen to
provided.
me.
I was rebutting
It's
him.
been 2 or more
And in your
questions.
analysis
Minus
of,
one question.
when you testified before, you never looked to see if the op-ed was quoted anywhere, correct?
Objection, Your Honor. May we approach?
Womenslaw.org. What's
All
women's
right,
law?
question's withdrawn. Next question.
Abuse.
Now, you have no objection to Miss Arnold's use of comparables, correct?
I'm not a. I
the
should
use
not
of
have been on that
comparables
side.
in
I'm not a woman. I'm violating the state, the place, the
listened to her
sanctity or whatever.
testimony, and my understanding that she abandoned that approach. But as it relates to my testimony
Really
today,
good sound quality coming through this.
my opinion was related to those
Coming from
specific
this
alleged
trial,
comparable
really
actors
nice
that they were
microphones
not
and such.
comparable.
You're not offering an opinion as to who the appropriate comparables should be to Miss Heard, correct?
Correct.
And you testified just before about the Q scores of Miss Heard and the comparables. That was Plaintiff's Exhibit 1296.
Did you like my
correct?
beatboxing? I hope you did. Just saying.
I don't
Just
know
liked by
what
16%.
1296 means.
Okay.
Liked by 25%.
The demonstrative in front of you.
Mine? Yes, that's
No,
correct.
I don't believe that.
And you said that those were all for the winter of 2019?
I said Miss Heard's were from the winter.
Dude, I ain't
of 2019.
listening to
Because
beat
isn't it true
news,
that
bro.
none
Ain't
of the
no way,
rest of
bro.
these people were from the winter of 2019, correct?
That's correct.
Well, so here you go.
In fact, Mr. Momoa's was from the summer of
2020.
2020?
That's correct. Not all alleged comparable actors had Q scores for that date. What was important for me is get Miss Heard's Q
The
scores.
vitriol.
right
I like
after
that word,
Aquaman, but before
vitriol.
the Waldman statement.
I don't use a
We're
lot, though.
comparing apples to
It's just a
apples,
nice
correct?
word, though.
I wouldn't say that. I'm saying that it's not the exact same years.
Well, so in the winter of 2019, that Q score comes out. That the field work dates for that is from January 22nd, 2019 to February 7th, 2019, correct?
That is correct.
So that would be so the field work would be starting almost immediately after Aquaman just came out, correct?
Yeah, in her Star is Born moment, yes.
You'd agree that for the winter of 2020, where you took Jason Momoa's Q score,
No, I'm
would have
gonna
more time to account for the rise in
let that go,
popularity
and
of
I'm
the
just
film
gonna
Aquaman.
turn this
Correct?
down.
Well, actually, if I use Miss Arnold's suggestion,
Well, I'm in the
the
tweet. Is this a real
celebrities
counterclaim,
tend
or
to
am I
have,
getting
you know,
punked?
the celebrity
Why would he
moment
say
right
punked?
after
That's
they
weird.
have their breakout film. So I disagree with that. I think maybe his Q scores could be lower as it relates to when I use them.
You'd agree that for the winter of 2020, Mr. Momoa's Q score would have more time to account for the rise in popularity of the film Aquaman.
I don't know if it accounts for the rise of popularity. Again, using Miss Arnold's words, usually a Q score will be,
I'll be honest, I wish I had
right after the film, like I did measure Miss Heard.
I wish I had like an army of robots, or just something like that, or like servers or something,
Thank you.
or like a team of developers, and I had like 1,000,000 servers and shit, like computers, computing things, and I could just like direct a team of developers, and I like ruled the internet with how much like bots and fake
If you look
Twitter
on page
accounts I could just put out there.
177
You know, that'd be
of your deposition
cool, but
transcripts,
I feel like
I don't see a page.
I feel like
Is that
that's
what you
like
handed me?
that's like supervillain
page
stuff.
177.
Be cool though.
4 pages.
Be,
4 pages
it'd
per.
be
Oh,
be
yes,
pretty
thank
cool.
you.
I'm gonna turn that up.
And I
I'm
asked
gonna
you
pull that back up too.
at lines 6 through 10,
I want one of them
You'd
to
agree
hold
that
on.
for
Give me
the
a second.
winter of 2020, Jason Momoa's
Sorry, I had
Q
to
score would
readjust
have
my
more
headset.
time
I
to
want
account
one of them
for
to
the
like
rise in
stand up and
popularity
just
of the
like
film
start
Aquaman,
wailing on the other.
and you answered yes.
Not Johnny Depp, of course.
At
because
that
that'll
time,
never
as
happen.
I am a rebuttal
But like I mean, like
expert
one of
to
the
Ms.
lawyers.
Arnold, based on her
That'd be awesome.
testimony, I've
Or like,
learned something
ever
new
heard
from
just
her.
like jumps up from her seat and starts wailing on.
You didn't look at
Whoever's
Miss
here.
Heard's Q score for summer.
I don't
2020,
want like
correct?
She
I'm
doesn't
not
have
really
it.
kind of
And Miss De Armas
saying that I
had
want
a
Amber Heard or Johnny
lower
Depp to do it.
familiarity score than Miss Heard,
But like
correct?
one of the lawyers got like just so pissed off and just started beating the shit out
I
of
don't
one
have that
another.
in front of me, but if you're saying that, yes.
Turns into like a courtroom
And Miss
brawl,
De Armas's
and Johnny Depp just
career
like runs away, and
trajectory has
like
gone
like in
up
a
since the
cartoon
summer
where
of
he
2020,
does that
correct?
thing where he just like revs his engines and his legs
don't
just
know.
start
I didn't
going in
analyze her
circles, and he's
career
like,
trajectory.
"I gotta get out of here."
Could we
Runs
could you put
runs
up
right up on
frames
out of there.
that
That'd be
Charlie
that'd be
did at
hilarious.
1297? That was the demonstrative.
That'd be like moment of the year. And honestly, I think that this trial
Miss De
kind of
Armas
because
has
in the court of
less
like public
Instagram
opinion, I
followers
think
than
that
Miss
it's
Heard,
more
Correct.
and
like okay.
Miss Heard has more than double the Instagram followers of Miss De Armas, correct?
What happened with
And isn't it true that you get more
what happened
social
with
media followers the longer you're on social media?
Jesus Christ, please shut the fuck up. What happened with Chris Rock and Will Smith? I feel like that is moment of the year. Nothing this year will be more whatever than that in like celebrity news, just like world stuff going on. But this is also pretty big, right? But I feel like this is more just the timing of this trial is taking away from the momentous nature of Will Smith versus Chris Rock. Whatever. Chris Rock's got to say something about it. Chris Rock's got to come out here and blow Will Smith to smithereens with some fucking crazy ass stand-up roast. Just absolutely demolish his career. That'd be so cool. I'd actually, I would actively support that. And I don't like Will Smith anymore. My brother loves Will Smith. It's actually his birthday today. My brother loves Will Smith. And I kind of liked Will Smith a lot. Like I love that guy. I loved that guy 4 years ago. Nowadays, I hate him. You know, he represents what I don't want to see in a celebrity. He represents weakness. He represents being belligerent. He represents kind of just like the self-awareness that celebrities have. Just what he did kind of represents how celebrities just have less self-awareness than what a regular person has, or like a humble celebrity has. You know, especially in his marriage to Jada. Jada has been outed greatly as an awful person in PR and in everything else. She's just been completely defiled, being called like I don't know. She's just awful, right? And she has made it her duty to be the most bitchy, awful person on the internet, right? But then Will Smith is no better because he A, stays with her, B, forgives her, and C, stands up for her, which I think is the worst thing that he could ever do for himself. If somebody cheated on me, I don't know. But I could not forgive that person. That's what I mean. If you ever heard support the cheating, the violence, the money grabbing, the clear manipulation of bruise kit, not giving money to charity. Dude, they're trolls, bro. Don't worry about it, dog. Alright, I'm gonna turn this stream back on, but I'm just saying. I wanted to get that out, and I know that nobody's gonna listen to it because I get like two watches a video.
Lack of foundation.
I'm not trying to be like, ooh, look at
I'm asking if you don't.
nobody's gonna watch it. Why did I even say it? No,
So what's
but
important
like
to me is the
nobody's
fact
gonna watch
that
that.
this
So,
spike is
but I
prior
don't
to
know.
Sir,
If you are watching
do you
this,
know
then
if
yeah,
this, if you
that's
know
how I
if
feel.
Mr. Waldman testified
Uh,
that Mr. Depp and
if you wanna
he
talk
met
about
with
it,
the Daily Mail
we
in
could
person
talk
to
about
provide
it.
the partial tape
No,
in February of 2020. You don't know one
Just
way or
kidding.
the
it's
other.
irrelevant to
I
my
don't want to get
opinion.
into arguments
And the
on the
spike
internet.
in July
Internet
of
arguments are the
2020
worst arguments.
came right after the last defamatory statement by Mr. Depp and Mr. Waldman, correct?
The July spike, which is number 2, is not related to the Waldman statements, and there are articles related to abuse between Heard and Depp and feces found in Depp's bed.
And that's based on Google searches you did?
That's correct.
Okay. And the July spike in time came
We're really getting into the
after
Amber
the
Turd stuff.
June 27th,
We're really
2020
digging deep.
defamatory statement by Mr. Depp and Mr. Waldman, correct?
It'd be hilarious if
That's
Amber Heard
right.
just like
Okay.
sprouted wings,
And 5 of the 6 spikes
attacked,
came after
attacked the
defamatory
Heard
statements,
lawyers.
correct?
After
No,
the
not
Waldman
the Heard
statements,
lawyers.
yes.
The
Now, you testified
attacked
before
Depp's
that
lawyers,
you
and
eliminated
Depp's head lawyer just like
shares and likes
whips out
of
like
Depp
the
Waldman statement from your
Excalibur,
analysis,
where they
right?
start fighting. That'd be so fucking awesome.
Repeat that, please.
Did you say that you eliminated shares and likes
I'm gonna
of
eat some
tweets
chips.
that included the Depp
So-
Waldman statements?
Gonna
That's
Turn
correct.
the
When I
mic
was
off.
doing my analysis, I noticed the
For a
exact
sec.
same text was a part of many of these tweets.
Don't shares and likes disseminate the negative information?
That's quite possible.
Okay. And you agree, right, that use of the term Waldman or Waldminian occurred over 25% of the time in the negative tweets toward Ms. Heard from April 2020 through January 2021, correct?
Although it's irrelevant to this case, it has nothing to do with the Waldman statements. That's what Mr. Schnell says.
You don't disagree with the search results, correct?
Although has nothing to do with this case or the Waldman statements, I do not disagree.
So if people are tweeting about Adam Waldman or Waldminian at the same time as tweeting negative hashtags about Amber Heard, it's your testimony that they have nothing to do with this case?
The hashtags have nothing to do with this case.
That's what you're saying? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And even if they include the negative hashtags with Mr. Waldman's name and Waldminian, you're saying they have nothing to do with the defamatory statements?
All 4 hashtags that Snell used had nothing to do with the Waldman statements.
Yeah.
Waldman himself has nothing to do with the Waldman statements. We're talking about the Waldman statements here. Waldminian, I don't even know what that is, but again, it has nothing to do with this case, and it's not related to the Waldman statements. That's what's important.
And the reason you're saying they're not related to the Waldman statements
gonna go
is
get some
because someone
sauce for
didn't
these
literally
chips.
Copy what Adam Waldman said in the Daily Mail and
I'll be
tweet it
back.
out.
I'll probably
Well,
end
I
the
looked
stream
at
once I
enough
get back
tweets
because
that included
you
the
probably
name
guys probably don't
Waldman
just
that have
you
nothing
guys
to
should
do
just
with
watch this,
anything negative
you know.
or the Waldman
Don't want
No,
to
they must
just
have
fucking
had,
Mr.
they must have had to have
watch
the
this
negative
and also
hashtags toward
listen to me
Ms.
eat
Heard,
chips.
because the only way that those
I'll see ya.
would have been in the data you looked at would have had the negative hashtags towards Ms. Heard. he wasn't looking, it was looking at that universe, correct?
Well, first of all, I don't agree that justice for Johnny Depp is a negative hashtag towards Amber Heard. So listen, the assignment was to determine if the tweets that Mr. Schnell presented were related or included the Waldman statements.
In your review of the tweets related to Ms. Heard, you cannot point to any that were positive toward Ms. Heard, correct?
Again, I was not looking for that.
And you did not review the hashtag Justice for Johnny Depp during the time frame from April 1st, 2020 to January 1st, 2020 to see if there were any that were not negative toward Ms. Heard.
I did not look into anything as it relates to anything other than what relates to the Waldman statements. That's what's at issue here today as we sit in court.
Okay. And you didn't form any statistical analysis to rule out the Waldman statements' impact on the hashtags, correct?
Correct.
You did not analyze whether media and press coverage other than the Waldman statements affected Ms. Heard's career, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Looking at the exhibit that's in front of you, where you have the numbers here, those you said are related to Google searches?
The 1 through 6?
Correct.
Yes.
Okay. And can we put up plaintiffs 888? And we could just start at 1. Do you understand that your... Okay. Oh, thanks. And 888, it's page 76. These are the documents you relied upon for your opinion today?
Yes.
And are these the search, where it has the different letters, these are the searches that you ran for the various time frames and the articles that came up for numbers 1 through 6, correct?
No. I mean, obviously document 1A is the Heard supplemental expert witness disclosure. These are documents that I used throughout the time I've been working on this project. So these aren't related to those 1 through 6 numbers.
Okay. These are documents you relied upon for your opinion today?
These are documents that I relied upon when I presented my designation.
For your opinion today, that you're offering today?
Yeah, these are the documents that, yes, I've relied on throughout this case.
Okay. And actually, Michelle, could you turn in this designation to let's see. Hold on one second. Can you just scroll down? Yeah, keep scrolling. Just keep going. Keep going. Okay, stop. This was the chart you provided with your designation for your opinions in this case, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And it's similar to the chart that we had before with the 1 through 6, correct?
That's correct.
And where it has the various boxes, it's talking about documents 6E through 6H, for instance, related to Depp wanting to have Heard replaced on Aquaman.
Yes.
All right. Well, I'm a little
You prepared
embarrassed
this
about
chart,
that.
correct?
Yeah, this was
Been
part of
blue
my
this whole
designation.
time. You probably don't
I'd like to
watch
have
that.
this
All right.
page,
I'm
as a
gonna
demonstration.
end the stream. I'll see you guys
I do
if
have
you
an
made it this
objection,
far.
if I may be